Welcome to Hotline TV. I'm Quinn McCord.
And I'm John Mercurio. Okay, breaking news this morning, not really breaking. We all knew that Florida Governor Charlie Crist was going to announce via Twitter, who knew that though, that he's running for Senate. But did we know how quickly the Republican establishment was going to line up in lockstep behind Crist's announcement? All right, Crist announces. Next comes the NRSC, which releases a statement saying they're going to support him. Next comes Mitch McConnell. Well, next comes Congressman Vern Buchanan, who had been considered a possible Senate candidate, says he's going to run for re-election, throws his support behind Crist. Next comes Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, right before the hotline deadline, announcing that he will support Crist. Crist, of course, still has a primary opponent, Marco Rubio. What happens next?
Well,
and what are the national implications of that?
This is pretty unusual that the party committee would endorse a candidate with anyone that had more than nuisance opposition. I mean, the only thing I can remember is when Jim Wade got Chuck Schumer's endorsement back in 2006. Because you're right, this does open the door. Once the party committee endorses a specific candidate, it does. They can't claim they don't make pre-primary endorsements anymore.
Right.
So then you ask all these other states, well, okay, in Missouri, are you backing Roy Blunt? Oh, no, we like him, but it's a primary. Rob Portman has this car dealer who's wealthy, and it raises the question of.
And who knows what's going to happen in Pennsylvania? There could be a Jim Gerlach who comes out against Pat Toomey. Obviously, there won't be a Tom Ridge. But.
Normally the party committees, if they're going to back a candidate, they're going to do it sort of behind the scenes, sort of steer donors.
I wonder what happens next, though, because the Senate, this whole thing is playing out in a very new environment for the Republican Party. You've got a real schism between the conservatives, like Marco Rubio, who really think the future of the party lies in emboldening that wing of the party, versus the moderates, obviously embodied here by Charlie Crist, and the establishment Republican Party, all lining up behind him. I mean, with that schism as the backdrop, is there a potential backlash against Crist and the NRSC and McConnell for lining up so quickly? And does Rubio, you think, have some sort of grounds upon which to say, hey, vote for me, I'm the maverick, I'm the non-establishmentarian, maybe Sarah Palin will get in and support him, who knows?
Well, I mean, that's one reason the party committees don't like to do these sorts of endorsements, is because, the feeling is, if Charlie Crist can't win this primary without help from the NRSC, then he has no business being the nominee anyways. And
if it's even tough, if he doesn't win by now more than, they've really set up the race where if he doesn't win now by more than 10 points in this primary, then he limps into a very late primary, right? Florida has a September primary.
Yeah, and you're right. This is a great talking point for Rubio or people like the Club for Growth. Are they going to get in? I mean, this won't be the first time the NRSC has gone against the Club for Growth, obviously in the 2006 Rhode Island race, but they were protecting an incumbent. This is, as far as I can tell, maybe the first time a committee in an open seat could potentially go directly against the club in a more conservative candidate.
That is going to be interesting.
I guess they're basically saying they're treating Crist as the incumbent, but of course he's not. He's giving up the governorship, and
the next thing, the 2012 presidential politics play into this too. Does he take the, serve out his oath, serve out his term oath, which he would have to do? Everybody expects this is somebody who has national ambitions. If he runs in 10 and wins convincingly, he automatically becomes a 2012 candidate. When's the last time a senator was elected after only 2 years in the Senate?
I can't remember.
I can't remember either. Oh, that's right. That was 4 years, actually. But
so,
anyway.
So the bottom line is the NRSC has set a precedent for the rest of the cycle. It's a calculated risk to get the candidate they want because they I guess they're feeling they can't afford to let Crist lose this primary. I mean, they're laying down the law. They're sort of playing their flag. We've got to get this guy to avoid 60-plus seats for Democrats.
Stop. This is the kind of stuff we love here at the Hotline. This is our bread and butter. This is what wakes us up in the morning. Thank you, Charlie Crist. Thank you. All right, that's all for today's Hotline TV. I'm John Mercurio.
And I'm Quinn McCord. Come back next time.